All right, so welcome to this deep dive. And we're doing things, well, a little differently this time. We're going to explore The Dark Knight, but we're not actually going to watch it.
Right,
We're
yeah.
just going to use the YouTube transcript.
We are going to dive deep into the world of words and try to figure out this movie from, all the dialogue and the stage directions. And
Mm.
we'll probably find some interesting stuff along the way. Like, is feathers... Oh, this is fully foreign.
Yeah, and you're probably already realizing that this transcript is not exactly, well,
Prize-winning literature.
yeah, exactly. It's full of errors and gaps, but that's part of the fun. We're
Exactly.
like detectives trying to sift through all this messy evidence to figure out what makes The Dark Knight tick. Now, just to set the stage, The Dark Knight is a superhero movie known for its dark themes and Heath Ledger's iconic performance as the Joker. But we're approaching this blind, just like you if you've never seen it before.
Yeah, it's a really interesting challenge because we know we're dealing with a superhero story, but we don't have any of the visuals, so we
Yeah.
have to rely on the language itself to try to understand the themes and characters.
So what jumped out at you when you were reading through this? What secrets did you unearth?
Well, the first thing I noticed was that words like chaos, justice, fear, and choice appear all the time. And these aren't just random words, they're really getting at the core of what superhero stories are all about. You've got these heroes, right? Battling chaos, making tough choices, and facing their fears.
Right.
Even without the plot, we're starting to understand what the movie's about.
Yeah, chaos. I mean, chaos seems like a big one. You'd think that's maybe linked to the Joker's character, that whole, well, agent of chaos thing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's very likely that the transcript is reflecting the Joker's whole philosophy,
Hmm.
that he wants to disrupt everything and
Right.
expose, well, what he thinks is the hypocrisy of society. So I wouldn't be surprised if chaos is like a word he actually says, even in this messy form.
Makes sense. Now, another word that kept popping up was hero.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, what makes a hero, especially in this kind of movie? Is it about having powers or is there something more?
Yeah, and this is actually where the transcript throws in something interesting. Alongside hero, we also see words like dark and criminal. So could this suggest that maybe the hero isn't a typical hero? Maybe it's more of an anti-hero, someone who tries to do good but maybe uses methods that are, well, questionable.
Oh, I like that. An anti-hero, someone who operates in the shadows.
Exactly.
Yeah, that definitely makes it a more, well, it's not as simple as just good and bad.
Not black and white.
Yeah. You know what else I noticed? The word laughing appears a lot.
Huh.
Even when it's not the Joker speaking, it's kind of like this, well, unnerving background noise.
What's interesting is that the transcript might be giving us a clue about a subtle aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
Laughing could be pointing to a feeling of unease or madness that affects everyone. Like
Yeah.
the whole world of the film is, on edge.
It makes you think that even though we don't see him, the Joker's impact is being felt.
Yeah,
Like his brand of crazy is just, well, infecting everything.
that's a really good point. We're seeing how just one word repeated in this strange context can actually tell us something important about the movie.
Yeah.
It's like a fingerprint.
Yeah, we have to admit, though, that there's only so much we can get from this transcript.
Mm.
I mean, there aren't any character names, and you can barely tell who's speaking when. So much of what makes a movie like The Dark Knight compelling is the interplay between characters, like their expressions, their tone of voice. We lose all of that here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like trying to understand, well, imagine trying to understand a symphony just by reading the sheet music. You can see the notes, you see the structure. Maybe you can even feel some of the emotion,
Right.
but you're missing the full experience,
Right.
the actual performance.
So what does all of this mean? What can we take away from this deep dive into such an unusual source?
For me, it shows how powerful language is, even when it's not perfect. We were able to find the main themes, hints about how the characters change.
Yeah.
We even got a feel for the atmosphere of the movie, and we did it all from this jumbled transcript.
Mhm.
It reminds us that stories exist on different levels, and even something as basic as dialogue can have a lot of meaning.
It's like we've made a rough sketch of The Dark Knight,
Uh,
like a blueprint based on the language itself.
Yeah.
And now, well, it makes me want to watch the movie.
right.
I want to see it all come to life, the visuals, the performances.
And who knows, maybe having done this deep dive, you'll see things you wouldn't have noticed otherwise. You'll be paying attention to those words, those little changes in tone, everything that's happening under the surface.
Yeah, absolutely. So for all of you listening, has this changed how you might watch a film? Does it make you want to check out The Dark Knight? And here's something to think about. Pay attention to the language around you. You never know what stories are hiding in plain sight.
Waiting to be decoded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Waiting to be decoded. All right, that's it for this deep dive. See you next time.
See you next time.